Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. You might have noticed we're back to the old grey wall. I do my recording in my garage, and last episode I had a bit of a shift around to try and make it a bit more comfortable, a bit more pleasant. And I just felt the quality of the camera work dropped a little bit. I don't know if it was to do with the lighting, something I need to figure out. But anyway, onto the video. Last time out we had that great win against Alfchurch, set us on our way, sitting top of the league and going into the business end of the season. We had a little bit of a wobble, so I'm hoping that this recent turnaround of form on the channel that we can get back to winning ways today, but we'll see you in a second. Right guys, here we go. So this is where we left it off last time. Brilliant 3-0 win against Alfchurch. Got revenge a little bit, didn't we, for earlier in the season. Well deserved, and it put us in good stead. What did we go on to? Nuneaton. It was disappointing because I thought after this performance and the win against Biggleswade, I thought, right, we're back. And we went 1-0 down, sorry, after 12 minutes. And when we sort of equalised pretty quickly through Shorrock, I thought, right, we're in. And then we just all cancelled each other out a little bit, really. Late got sent off for 2 yellows. I think they were in quite quick succession. And it sort of killed off any real chance. I couldn't really release the handbrake and really go for the win at the end because it was such an even game, and I didn't want to lose it. So we took the 1-1 draw, but it's okay because we bounced back against St Ives, dominated the game. 12th minute, 72 minute, Cowley back on the score sheet again, always important for us. They got one back in injury time, but there was never really a threat there. So I was happy. I thought, there were too many draws here, but we're not losing and we're back to winning games. Barwell was a similar thing, really. We huffed and puffed a little bit, finally got the breakthrough on the stroke of half time. Cowley again, I think he won the penalty. They had a sending off in the 77th minute, and I was disappointed we couldn't capitalise and really make the game sure and finished. We're just not quite clicking, being clinical enough, regularly enough at the minute. But we got the win, and at this point in the season, I suppose that that's what matters, really. And then this is the wobble I was talking about. 3 draws on the trot, really frustrating. Again, we went 1-0 down. Played okay, didn't set the world alight, but when we got the goal, I just thought that might crack on. But we didn't really then offer anything. Nothing really happened in the latter stages of the game, despite really trying to go for it. So frustrating. More frustrating was the next game. I mean, Royston, I think, were 19th. I thought, come on, this is a result ready for us now. Hitchin, in fairness, were about 4th, I think, when we played them. So, they're a decent side, so it's not the worst result. But Royston, I thought, in 19th, I know they're fighting for their life, but I thought if we can get another 3 points here. And we looked set for it again. We huffed and puffed a little bit. We're doing that a lot, but Cowley stepped up, got us into the lead, and then to concede in the 91st minute. And we were the better side, but you've got to make sure, haven't you? Otherwise this happens. I think what's frustrating is around here we had an 11-point lead over I think it was Kings Langley, because they'd had some really rough results. They'd drawn a couple of games and lost games. They've been really inconsistent over the sort of last 3 or 4 or 5 games. And then a 0-0, another against Stourbridge. I mean, we've not had many of those, have we? We had the one against Colville, Rushall, probably 2, maybe 3 all season. Really frustrating. And again, it was probably a 0-0 game. We just huffed and puffed, had a lot of the ball, sort of half chances, but poor composure, poor decision making, a lot of blocks getting in. And it's just starting to falter a little bit this now, and I think maybe teams are working us out, and we're just not as effective going forward. We're not conceding many goals. We look pretty solid, but there's always the chance of leaking one, and it means we're not getting the results. And then to cap it off, lost 2-1 to Tamworth. It was a pretty even game. Neither team particularly played well. We threatened to fight back, but again, it was just too late, never really on the cards. And the goals we conceded were poor as well. There were, I think one was just a punt from the goalkeeper that bounced straight over. So really disappointing. We're not looking great. We're looking a little bit toothless at the minute, which is concerning because, as I mentioned, we had an 11-point gap sort of 4 games ago, and now that's been cut to 2. So Kings Langley, as I say, they had a rough. It'd be interesting to see actually. They had a rough patch of form. Here we go. Look at this. 4 losses, 3 draws, and no winning 8. But they're still there because they've bounced back and won 4 on the trot. And they've put us under pressure now. It looked like we were sort of going to canter to a finish, and it was a bit underwhelming, but I thought we were just going to coast through, and we had plenty of leeway. And now we don't. Now the pressure's really on, and if we don't win the league after being top for, I mean, look at this. We've been top, dropped to second briefly, but we've been top really for most of the season. So we need to turn this around, and what better way to do that than play your sort of fierce local rivals at home in Redditch, who, in fairness, I think are struggling. Yep, they're 19th. So again, they are going to be fighting for their lives, but quality-wise, we should have more than enough to get back to winning ways. And we need to finish strong. It's as simple as that, because it will be gutting. Now, tactics-wise, I've not changed a huge amount. I have tweaked a few things. I'm reluctant to I'm not going to do a tactical overhaul at this point, I don't think, with 4 or 5 games left. We've had a couple of wobbles, haven't we? But it's been pretty good this season. Like you said, we've been top for months, so it can't be too bad. I've made a couple of tweaks just to try and identify what it is I think that's going wrong. I think we just need to be a little bit more patient. We're trying to rush things a little bit. It means that things are getting blocked too easily, and we're just not creating enough clear chances for the guys to take. They're always half chances. They're always opportunities, but never anything that they can really work with. So we're going with the usual. Hardy's coming at left back for Quainer, who was playing okay. For that position, it's been a problem position, hasn't it? But he's doing all right as well. So we've underwhelmed in midfield a little bit. Everyone's been okay, but as you can see, the ratings they're just dropping. It's only Cowley because he's been sort of getting the goals. Late's got a few, but not performing great. Taylor the same. He's been in and out with Landell, and neither of them have really been firing like I want them to. And we're not getting that much sort of creativity or goals from the midfield as well. So I've messed about with it. It's not particularly worked any better. So I'm going to stick with the tried and tested, and just hope it's a blip, and hopefully we can bounce back, and that maybe some of the little tweaks in the instructions I've made might just make a difference. But I think we need a win here. I mean, I think I mentioned last time most of the games we've got are all in the sort of bottom half of the table. So we've got the quality, even if we're not, even if the tactics not really getting the best out of everyone. I think we should have enough to get through. And I do expect us to win today. So let's have a go. We're going to be under real pressure if we don't win today, because as you saw, Kings Langley are on a really good run of form. Nothing to start with. I'll take anything. I'll take a narrow win, whatever. But we need to stop drawing games and losing games. First chance is theirs. Comfortable save for Sunby. He's tried to launch it quickly. Okay, we've ended up with the ball. See if we can build something. I've brought down the directness and the tempo ever so slightly. I think we just need to be a bit more patient. I still want to get the ball forward quickly, but we're rushing things. This is a good start. Here's Late. Good save. Good effort. That's better. And especially against these small sides, these sort of on paper weaker sides, we should be able to dominate the ball a little bit more. We don't need to rush it. We've got the quality in forward areas. We know we have. There's not a lot happening. We've had the best chance so far, but 15 gone, and we've not really seen anything else, which isn't what we wanted. I wanted to get off to a good start. There we go. We've dropped to second. Kings Langley have taken the lead against Stourbridge, so the pressure's on us here. Really is. Here's Taylor. Come on, Mikey. Someone make a run for him. Late's challenge, but Chilton's onto it. Can we deliver? He does for Late. For the bar. So that maybe has highlighted a problem there when we're not being really direct and really fast getting the ball forward. Is there enough runs moving forward? Because you've got Cowley dropping deep. Taylor digs it out. There's the block. Back in again. Late. No, he's off. Is he off? He can't be offside. Oh, fuck. Mikey's off as it's come back. There's not really much we could have done. I thought we'd found it then. I thought we'd found it, boys, but it's better. The opportunity's there. And we're ramping up a little bit now. Let's take advantage. Great ball over to Cowley, who's in now, surely. Yes! Cowley's been back in decent goal scoring form. He's probably overall performances haven't been as good, but the teams haven't, so he's probably been starved of decent service. But in front of goal, he's picked up another sort of steady run. So it's not 2s and 3s, but it's 1, 1, 1, you know, every game, or 2 and 3. So really happy with that. Confident he was going to put that away. And I think that puts us back on top, yeah, by the 2 points. And the goal difference, which could be important. Thought they'd got us. I thought they'd got us there. As I said before, I'll take 1-0 at this point. It's I'm getting nervous as well. You can't lead the whole blooming season and not win the league. We just need to get the job done now. The performances are less important at this point. I'm happy to be pragmatic and be fully results focused. Easy save for Sunby. Redditch's just starting to come into it a little bit though. I mean, we're not listed as like official rivals on the game again. I think we looked earlier in the season. It's just Worcester and Kidderminster, which is a shame because this is like at this level, these are our closest. There's a bit of like a town rivalry as well. It's always feisty, so it's a bit of a shame. But what can we do? We could edit it, but I'm not going to go into that. Okay, so decent. I mean, we've been the better side, haven't we? It's not been a classic, but at this point, I don't care too much. I'm reasonably happy. They had a couple of half chances at the end, but we do seem to be being a little bit more patient. We do seem to just be controlling the game for the most part. I do want another goal because I can just see a late kick in the teeth. This is good though. Flowing move. Chilton on the left. It's a poor delivery. I'm glad that a highlight hasn't come with that because that was classic FM break territory. It would have worried me a little bit. Oh, dangerous though. Dangerous ball. Rubbish ball. It's poor from Nath. He's on a yellow card as well. I'm going to have to think about bringing that off. Swallows had a couple of attempts, hasn't he? And not really troubled Sunby in our goal. And Stourbridge have equalised against Kings Langley, so that's big news. We need to win this game. If we win this game, it opens up just that little gap if Kings Langley drop points again. Sunby's claimed that corner well. He's launched us on a quick attack. Cowley's up. Couldn't quite get it to Taylor. Decent effort. If he'd have got it there, I think, you know, we're in then. We've mopped up again. These kicks are poor. I wonder if we need to cut that out because it's putting us under pressure. What a save! What a save! I was waiting for a flag or something, but that's a huge save from Sunby. He's had a good season, to be fair. He's made a lot of important saves, but that could be the pick. Taylor whips the ball in for Cowley. Oh, it's another decent effort. I thought that could have been the second. Then it was highlight was too quick almost. They're having some joy down this side, aren't they? Charnock deals though. Centre backs have been good. Ward, Charnock, and Adeyemi. Whichever combination of them we play, they seem to be pretty solid. He's hacked him there. He could be in trouble. Richards is in trouble. He's gone. Richards? Where did I get Richards from? Oh, that's who they brought on. Yeah, it is Richards. Flicked on for Ward. Oh, he's got to score. Lukey. We've had chances now. We've been a little bit wasteful. Here's Taylor. He's got the pace. In he goes. Finish it, Mikey. We need that second. I keep saying it. We need that second goal. I think we're going to have to start making a bit of a change. There's some yellow cards. There's some tiring legs. This is good football, though. Late works it through. There's a bit of a mistake, and I thought Cowley could have pounced then. Keeper was quick off his line. I think, okay, we don't need this turning into a problem. Jordan Brooks can come on there. The midfield has struggled, hasn't it? I mean, this left side, but we don't have any options out there. This is the problem. Something we really need to address, because it allows poor games. Chilton's been fairly. I've seen this a lot. We'll leave it as it is for now. We've been playing pretty well the second half. Had 2 or 3 really good chances that we should have taken. But now it's getting a little bit nervy. We need that second goal. Here's Taylor. Cowley blocked. No, Redditch's turn. No, not Redditch's turn. Happy with that. They've got 10 men as well, remember, so it's an extra disappointment if we don't get the win here. 15 left, right. Mikey's done okay. He's on a yellow. He's getting a little bit tired. Let's get some freshness out there. And I think Shorrock for Spink as well. It's all like for like. I don't want to change it too much. So it's been working okay. We've dominated. We've created. Just not taking the chances. And now Chilton's injured just as I've made 3 subs. Okay. So the man advantage is lost. And they've all just come on this second, haven't they? We'll have to just try something here. I'll have to just try something. It's annoying. I could go compact and just try and hold the 1-0, but I still think there's something in it for us here. I still think there's a second goal. And I think sitting back, inviting any sort of pressure on, you almost are surrendering who's going to have the initiative in the last 7 or 8 minutes by sitting back. So I still want to be on the front foot. Cowley's brought down the goal kick. Finish it, Cowles. Keeper's got to be man of the match. He's made a bunch of saves. Brooks from the corner. Come on, let's score from one of these. We've only had a couple all season. Nothing. Sweeney on the break. Spink with him's brought him down. He's not last man though, is he? Picks up the yellow. Okay. We might just have to bring it back a little bit. I don't need just chucking men forward in corners and things like that. Just need to relax and see this out now. It's enough. It's not what we want on the channel. It's not necessarily the performance we want in terms of being clinical and making sure. I'm just going to shut up until this is over, because this is dangerous now. Hillman's... And there we are. See, I mean, this is the story of our last 4 or 5 games, is nonsense like this, really. I mean, I'm not quite sure why he's got so much space. Right, well. See if we can conjure something up. Because I'm not happy with the draw at all. We've been against 10 men for a decent chunk of the second half. We've been the better side by a mile. We've had chance after chance after chance, and we've been unlucky with the injury. And then, injury time, we concede an equaliser. It's really the only threat they've posed in the second half, especially. They've not offered anything. Here's Eswele with the cross. It's a corner. Can we take the corner? Is there enough time to nick the win? No, and Redditch will break on us now. No, there's the final whistle. There's another draw. It's another draw. So what's that? We haven't won in 5 games. 4 out of 5 games have been a draw. We've lost 1. Late goal again. I don't know what else to say really. We've done enough to win that game, and we've been wasteful. It's not good enough. And I don't know what we'll have to wait and see what the Kings Langley result was, because obviously Stourbridge equalised, and hopefully they've done us a favour. I didn't notice any more score there. I'm going to have to wait nervously and see what their result was. But this is not the end to the season that I was hoping for. 5 games ago, we had an 11-point lead at the top, playing okay, getting results, doing the job, and we've fallen into this habit now of not killing games off, not taking our chances, and taking advantage of when we're on top, and we're getting punished for it every single time. So Stourbridge have done us a massive favour and held Kings Langley to a draw. Stourbridge down there as well. So I mean, it doesn't matter, but I like to focus on what we're doing. But we're not the only team at the top that is struggling against teams lower down. I suppose again they're fighting for their lives, and they're taking their sort of one opportunity that they've had. Hednesford did seem to drop out of it, but they've obviously been on a decent run of form, and they've crept back in. They're only 5 points off it. What have we got? 5 games left. It's going to be really close. It's not wheels come off, but they're loose. They're loose and they're wobbling. If we don't turn this around, I mean, if we hadn't done all that, we could have won the league by now. If we'd have kept that few wins in here, I could be coming in and doing a video to win the league, or we could be annoyed that it goes on to the next game, whatever. But instead now we've got a real battle on our hands to stay top. So what have we got left? Needham, Stratford. These aren't teams that are up at the top, are they? Needham, Stratford. I think we had Rushall. So they're all sort of mid-table. I'm hoping that's better. I mean, that might be better, mightn't it? Not really a massive amount to play for. What was it? Rushall, Laced, and Rushton. So yeah, Rushton the highest. It's 7th. So they're all in this mid-table. We should be winning, but we should have been winning all those games before, and we wouldn't be under this pressure now. We've got 1 better goal difference. We've got a 2-point gap, so there's not really any room for slip-ups. We've got to at least match Kings Langley's results, so it's going to be a close one. What I would say, guys, I think then, what we'll do, I'll crack on, and obviously depending on how it goes, we'll definitely come back for 1 more before the end of the season, obviously, to finish that off. Whether that'll be the last game or the one before, depend on what the results are. So we'll come back for the sort of the deciding game, if you like. Anything else to go through? We did have we did have our youth intake, and actually there was it's rubbish at this level, and it might never turn out. But we did have a couple of reasonably interesting candidates. They're not the ones. I think we've signed them already. Where are they? Yeah. So I watched the game, and to be fair, Joel Kidd looks okay for this level, and the fact that he's 15, he looks okay already. To be fair, I know it's hard to say that 8s and 7s and stuff are good, but like I say, at this level, there's plenty of players we've got that are no good, and he can play on the left. He's an attacking midfielder. That role that we have for Chiltern, it might be that Kidd is a solution, at least for one of 2 players or whatever that can play out there. So it may well be that he finds himself coming into the first team early. I mean, the others they might turn into some squad players or something like that, but the chances are, what happens at this level, it probably won't happen. This fella scored a bunch in the candidates for the youth team game. So there's for the first youth intake, I don't really expect anything at this level ever. So if there's one player there that can play a part in the first team squad sort of pretty soon, and Lee Chilton sprained his knee ligaments. He's out for the rest of the season. So it might be that Kidd finds himself in the squad sooner rather than later, because I think the only other player who can really play there is Quainer. We'll have a look. Obviously, that's not ideal, but he's not been playing well anyway. So if we can't pick it up, we're going to be in trouble. So I don't know if a late tactical switch might be in order. We might have to do that. We might have to look at something. Anyway, I'm babbling on. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. The socials are all there as well. Please do give us a follow. Check out Scott's series with his sort of non-league series as well. That looks to be a bit of a roller coaster. Things seem to have been picked up for him since the couple of earlier videos in decent form. So do give that a watch and give it some support. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.